is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, representing my brand and my team and my crew. AnalysisPlayground.com/the Basketball Analysis channel. And I'm coming to y'all with a new video. We're going to talk about the Portland Trailblazers, a team that was just in the Western Conference Finals, almost there to win the title. They re-up Video Game Dame. They re-up CJ McCollum. Yusuf Nurkic already got his contract. They take a gamble on Hassan Whiteside, and even though they far from making the playoffs, he put up a productive, not the greatest season, but a productive season, putting up massive numbers that will make you look like, how the heck wasn't he an all-star, even though he was far from one. And then you look at Carmelo, picking him up out of the blue, not really knowing what he's going to give you, but you needed the help because of injuries and because Rodney Hood was out for the rest of the season. You need somebody that can get you a bucket, that can create a shot. And honestly and truthfully, he was a decent fit. It wasn't a mistake getting Carmelo to join board. He was better than nothing. I think that's something that people forgot when he got signed. You're basically giving Carmelo Anthony a roster spot because he didn't make really that much money coming to Portland. And even though you had to start him, you really didn't have no players, in my personal opinion, that was really in the way of him starting. And people forget that they got Trevor Ariza later that season. And like I said, Rodney Hood went down in the season. And Hazonia hasn't been productive in his whole entire career. Nazir Little is not ready yet. Anthony Simons is the guard that only can really play that one or two position as a starter, and they definitely have really no wings outside of that. So I thought it was smart for them to get Carmelo because he's better than nothing, and when they got him, he fit right in. And one of the worst parts of the season was knowing that Nurkic may never be back. And if he was, you didn't know how he was going to be because he missed so much basketball, and he's going to be tired, he's going to be out of shape, and he's going to be rusty. So I can understand why fans was in a rush to get him back, but he wasn't going to be the same Nurkic that he was last year when he was playing his best, really became a better scorer, became a way better passer, and it was unfortunate that he went down with the injury. Now, one thing I will say about this draft is that they have a lot of players that the Portland Trailblazers could pick up in the position that they're in, which is in the lottery. And I think that's important because this team is a little overpaid because of their backcourt. Plus, they haven't really did anything crazy in the playoffs besides making it to the conference finals once. And they did get swept, which shows you how far they literally was from winning the title, even though they did have a deep run in the playoffs. But one thing I would definitely say is at least they have their duo. At least they know they can play together. They compatible. They play off each other well. They complement each other well. And they both can shoot and handle and create. Now, they're both not great defenders. Neither is Nurkic at this point in his career. He's a decent defender. He's not below average or average. He's a solid defender, but that's their nucleus, that's their core, and those are the three guys that they're building around, and they have to find a way to win with this team unless they want to get rid of one of them. And honestly and truthfully, I don't really see the Blazers being a championship contender. And even with this draft coming up, I don't see much changing just because even though they will be a playoff team in that contention, I don't really see Portland, even with Video Game Dame getting older and playing some of his best basketball, especially this season, they still was not winning that many games in that run, even though they might win more if they was healthier. Trevor Ariza wasn't the greatest player. Carmelo Anthony wasn't going to solve all their problems, and that's just the reality of their situation that you have to continue to get better. I feel like they got worse in the off season, and they relied a lot on their backcourt to make up a lot of that difference, especially when you came into the season knowing that Nurkic wasn't going to be there and you really had no legitimate wing outside Rodney Hood. Now they can fix a lot of these problems with the draft. They can get guys that can get spot up shots like a Devin Vassell. You can get a Josh Green and those type of guys that can come in on the cheap because they on rookie contracts and make a big difference. They can get them a power forward with Daniel Ochuru. You can get a guy that can possibly fall in the draft and Killian Hayes, who can come off the bench and give you some scoring and some playmaking, which will be good with him and Simons. You have guys like Nico Manning that can give you some floor spacing at that guard position, even though I don't think they should go with him. He is an option. You do have Precious, who we don't know is going to be great or who's going to be a bust, but he is a guy that you can take a gamble on and draft him a little early. They can also trade down in this draft and pick up some guys in the mid of the draft that can be wings like Sadiq Bey or Patrick Williams or even a Jordan. I don't want to butcher his name, but it's Nwora. And you can even get a Tyler Bay. Even though these guys aren't the greatest players, they can fill that need of being a role player and a quality wing off that bench. But other than that, they really don't have any guarantee. They can also pick up a guy like Jordan McDaniels, who's a solid contributor, can play that 4 or that 3 position depending on what lineup is out there and who he's guarding on the other end of the court. They can pick up another backup guard, like I said before, in a Nico Manning, in a Halliburton. You can also pick up a Tyrese Maxey if you want to. You can even pick up Theo. He can be a solid backup guard. And like I said, also R.J. Hampton and Josh Green. So they can get a little deeper, especially if they trade down in the draft and pick up some quality role players that can come in and contribute from the jump and really just bolster this bench, which needs some a little injection to it. And even though I don't really see any of these guys making a significant difference, it is better than trying to find a bunch of veterans to eat up that space, but they also want their money. At least when you draft them, this is the contract. This is somebody you can build up for years and utilize the way you want to. But the best part about the Portland Trailblazers is in this position, they still have a lot of great options that they can pick up and develop as they continue to get older, as they continue to grow, bring some young guys, get some assets that can possibly get them another piece in the NBA draft, or not even in the NBA draft, but even in a trade, just by picking up some decent players, seeing what they can bring to the table, developing them 1 to 2 years and seeing what those players become within this system, and maybe they can overachieve and become a guy that you can trade to get that third star to fit with Nurkic and Dame and CJ. But this team is stuck. This is who they're most likely going to be, and they did have a phase where they was putting young pieces around Dame and CJ a couple seasons ago, but that necessarily didn't work and they never really got stuff done. They had the seasons when they tried to take gambles on guys like Aminu and them, and they never really came around and never really developed into the players that they needed to be to help this Portland team become the team that they wanted to be. And the clock is ticking on Dame and CJ guys. They only have so much time left before they're too old or they're not good enough anymore, and then they're going to have to trade one of the two to try to make this championship window stay open. But like I said before, I don't look at the Blazers as a championship contender, even though they went to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept with a KD-less Golden State Warriors. Even though some of the games was close, even though they did leave in some of them halves, they did not close or win any games in the Western Conference Finals. And this year, they haven't even come close to legitimate being a playoff team dang near all season, and Dame and CJ was healthy for majority of it, and they still wasn't enough. It shows you how hard it is to stay a good team, how hard it is to be great in the Western Conference. And the worst part of it all is that a lot of these teams in the 9th, 10th, and 11th spot are getting better are getting competitive, and the Blazers are going to have to compete with them for one of those playoff spots. And Golden State, a team that didn't even make a playoffs this year and was the worst team in the NBA, is going to be a whole lot better next year, and they're going to be competing for one of those playoff spots too. Same with the Pelicans, same with the Kings, same with the Grizzlies, and they all going to try to add pieces to bolster their roster so that way they can make a run for a title or even make a run to get in the playoffs to see what happens. And that's what the Blazers plan on doing, but they're just as good, if not better, than the Blazers already. So it's going to be interesting to see what Neil O'Shea does to make this roster better going into next season, as they most likely won't make it to the playoff this season. Even if they bring the season back, they can start planning for next season and start planning for the draft, because it's going to be a long summer for them, and hopefully they was able to enjoy the break and get healthier, so that way they can have a better chance of making it next year and be a lot healthier going into the season compared to how they came in this year. But that's about it. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. We'll link it in the description comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link it in the description comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Like the video. If you like the video already, thanks for the love and support. If you haven't, please like and share. Also, I make videos like this every single day. I do break down players, rookies, and legends with real NBA footage too. So if you like these type of videos, you like breakdowns, this is the channel for you, as I try to make a video every single day that I can. Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about the Portland Trailblazers in the comment section below, but also their future. Other than that, I'm gone.